I'm Dr. Gregory Scott Brown. I'm a psychiatrist based in Texas. I write for Men's Health, and I'm the author of the book, The Self-Healing Mind. My work focuses on improving the way we think and talk about mental health. That starts with redefining what mental health is to begin with. So many of us, when we think about mental health, it's mental illnesses that come to mind, things like depression, anxiety, ADHD, or we'll think about things like suicide or topics like the importance of going to therapy. And while it's useful to have conversations about all of these things, it's also important for us to consider how mental health affects all of our lives, regardless of whether we've been diagnosed with a mental illness. Mental health means living with purpose, balance, contentment, and hope. It's a driving force behind the way we live, work, interact with each other, and love. My work inside my clinic allows me to have thousands of conversations with patients and take part in their wellness journey as they improve, as they learn about themselves, as they develop insight. My work outside of my clinic has allowed me to join an international conversation that is destigmatizing mental health by the day. It's a conversation that's allowed me to speak with other authors and psychiatrists, journalists, actors and musicians, people who are really fired up about mental health and are using their platform in a positive way to spread a hopeful message about mental health. When I was in medical school training to become a doctor, one of the first lessons I learned was the importance of getting the diagnosis right, and then developing a proper treatment plan, which usually included some form of medication. Now I've seen how modern medicine has improved countless lives. At this point, it is indisputable that medications improve physical health conditions and help people overcome mental illnesses. However, after medical school, when I went on to receive specialized training in psychiatry, I learned that when it comes to mental health, treatment approaches are a bit more complex. And it's a whole host of issues we have to consider, including self-care strategies like sleep, spirituality, nutrition, breath work, and movement. Think about it. Each and every one of us takes between 20 and 30,000 breaths every single day. And breath is one of the oldest forms of medicine. The ability to manipulate our breath, whether it's Ujjayi pranayama breath, commonly taught in a yoga class, or 4-7-8 breathing, or box breathing. Learning that breath work can help instill a sense of calm and peace and quiet the mind is a skill that many of us are not taking full advantage of. Or when it comes to nutrition, loading our plate with nutrient-dense foods. Foods that are packed full of B vitamins and omega-3s, and taking full advantage of amino acids like L-theanine, commonly found in green tea, which in a sense is a natural medicine that can be great for mild forms of anxiety. Or learning about how to move our body for the mind, whether it's a walk to the mailbox or some simple stretches in our chair, and how that can allow our brain cells, our neurons, to communicate with each other more efficiently by enhancing a protein called BDNF. These are all evidence-based strategies that have stood the test of time, and when you combine with other techniques like medications and psychotherapies for mental health, you're really putting yourself in a position to live optimally. I say this not only as a psychiatrist, but as someone who has experienced depression in the past. When I was in my early 20s, I struggled with depression. I didn't know what it was back then. I didn't have the words or the vocabulary to describe it, but I know what it feels like to wake up every morning with that sense of dread, or to lack the motivation to even dream about tomorrow, or to toss and turn in bed every single night with racing thoughts. It's a terrible experience, and it can be difficult to find hope when you're in the middle of such challenges. But I can tell you that it is something that can be overcome with the right approach. And regardless of where you are in your life, that approach should include self-care. I hope you enjoy my site. I encourage you to scroll through, read some of the articles, or go over to the Conversations tab to watch some of the unscripted discussions I've had with remarkable men and women with incredible influence about mental health. Order my book, The Self-Healing Mind. Follow me on social media, or if you'd like to get quick updates, sign up for my email list. But whatever you do, let's keep the conversation about mental health front and center. And that's something that all of you can help with. If you come across something here that inspires you, that moves you, Whether it's the book, a conversation, or an article, I encourage you to share it with a friend. Share it with someone you think will benefit from its positive message. Because the more conversations we have about mental health, the better we'll all be. Thanks so much for visiting, and stay well.